good, guys? It is Reed and welcome back to a super dope video. It is not only the return of the Sleight Off, it is season 2 of the Sleight Off with a very special guest, Sean Devine. Season 2 with Sean is going to be so awesome, guys. We're bringing that energy, the challenge, the great sleights, the great ideas, and everything that we loved about season 1. We're taking it to season 2, changing it. We got a ton of new ideas, some hilarious ideas, some really fun ideas, and Sean is competitive, just like me. It's going to be a great season. I cannot wait. Season 2 of the Sleight Off is here. This season is going to be super special, so you guys do not want to miss it. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. So if you don't know what the Sleight Off is, the Sleight Off is a competition series this season between myself and Sean Devine, where we challenge each other to create brand new tricks, new routines using sleights assigned by the other person, restrictions, plots, all kinds of cool ideas, and we got a bunch of new ideas to come as well. And we challenge the others to create a brand new routine or a trick from scratch. We have 1 week to do it, and we perform it, and then you guys vote on what your favorite is. Sleight Off is a ton of fun. You guys love it. We love it. And let me just tell you, Sean is loving it too. This is his first episode, obviously, and when I approached him with this idea, he was super excited, and that's what I love to see. You know, he told me that the sleights I gave him this week really challenged him and got him in a creative space that he doesn't think he would have been in without it. So here's the thing about Sean. He thinks he's good with his little card moves, his little lefty hands. But we all know who the superior-handed people are, okay? And that's what this season is going to prove, okay? I want all the smoke, Sean, so bring it on. I had to step up my game, man. I really had to bring the big guns for this because I can't let Sean walk around here thinking that he is a little lefty, will rule the world. Yeah, he has a book. Maybe he has another book that he thinks about writing, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Sean. Anyway, this episode, Season 2, Episode 1 is the Triumph Edition, one I've been waiting for a long time. For this episode, it's going to be a similar format to what we were doing near the end of Season 1, where we're giving a common plot between the two of us. So this week, that is Triumph. Then we each gave each other 2 sleights that we must use in that routine, and 1 restriction that we cannot use no matter what in our routine. Make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video so you can hear what sleights I challenge Sean to use, and then you can head over to his channel to check out his performance. So without any further ado, let me tell you guys what Sean gave me this week. So for my Triumph, I had to use the Vernon edition, the one-handed top palm, and I was not allowed under any circumstances to have any cards pre-reversed in the deck before the routine started. Now, let me say, I had no idea what in hell to do with the Vernon edition in a Triumph, and you guys are going to see I had to take a very interesting route with it, but I love the way it turned out. The Vernon edition, now that's something I've taught, so I'm comfortable with it, but still, using it in the Triumph is something so unique, so very unique, and there's something interesting about the Vernon edition that I'll explain after the routine that you guys will see, and that is going to be interesting. It's a Sleight Off first, actually. So the one-handed top palm, not something I use ever. As you guys know, I do not like the classic palm, but I can do it, and so neither sleights in this episode were something that I had to go learn or practice to get down. I am decent at both of them, but it was very interesting in a Triumph, especially the palm as well. Like, what do you need to palm a card for in a Triumph? So that's why I had to go the direction I did and create many phases within this Triumph routine that were sort of kicker endings, as you guys will see. So going into this, I felt very unsure of what I was going to do, but it did not take me long. The second I sat down and started playing with my cards, the ideas flooded, and I had so many really awesome ideas. And I'll discuss with you guys a little bit more of the creative process after you see the performance. I feel like with this performance, if I give you too much now, it'll ruin it. So I don't want to go too much into the performance until after. So like I said, once those tricks started to flow, once I sat down, this routine came together in like an hour, and I put some touches on it over the next few days, and I've spent all day today. This is Thursday. Well, now it's Friday because it's night. So it's the very early mornings of Friday. These are probably coming out Monday, but regardless. And I've been filming this thing for hours, for like a good 3 hours, maybe more, trying to get this take as good as I could, because this is a hard routine, at least for the camera. There's a lot of angly stuff, and it was tough to get down. A lot of sleights, and it's pretty much as perfect as I could get it. I'm pretty happy with it, so you guys are gonna love it. So without any further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this routine that I simply call CC Triumph. Enjoy. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you something pretty awesome here, all right? So, gotta be honest, I had to take out the big guns this week. You know, it's Sean's first episode of the Sleight Off, so I gotta show him who the boss is, right? Anyway, so I like to start, I'll give these cards a bit of a shuffle, but it's not super important because we're just gonna take the top 4 and use those. Now, give you guys a second to try to memorize those. Not super important, but sort of just think 7, 4, 5, king, all right? Now I'll take those cards and I'll leave them about halfway down in the middle of the pack, sort of like that. Now, I've been working pretty hard on this trick and I gotta say it is pretty awesome. Hold on. Oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. This is Triumph Week. I'm definitely supposed to be doing a Triumph and I was totally about to do a completely different trick. Oh my God. Oh boy. Okay, well that trick's kind of cool. Maybe if I have some time at the end, I'll show it to you guys. What do we have here? King, Jack. Doesn't matter. If I have some time at the end, I'll show it to you, but I'm definitely supposed to be doing a Triumph here. So yeah, I guess Triumph it is, and we definitely won't be needing those cards for this. So anyway, let's get into it here. So I like to start my Triumphs off and give it a quick shuffle. Right, and then I'll sort of riffle down the back of the cards, find about the middle point so we can get bunch of face up and a bunch of face down cards, right? Take those cards and to the best of my ability, I will attempt to pharaoh those. There, that looks pretty good. All right, so you heard them shuffle, but I also want you to see them shuffle, right? You see there's cards face up, see there's cards face down, just a total mess, right? We can make it even more of a mess. We can take cards, we can add one here, you know, we can add one here. Just make sure there's a total mess of face up and face down cards, right? Now we need to pick one of these. It doesn't really matter which one. You guys can't pick one, so I'll pick one. Let's go King of Diamonds, yeah. Okay, we'll take that King of Diamonds. We'll leave it about halfway down here. No, it's not quite halfway. So we'll leave it about halfway down so you can see the condition of these cards, right? Total mess. We got face up, we got face down. I really want you guys to remember this image, right? Because watch, all I gotta do is square up these cards, just like this. Give it a little blow, and you'll notice every single card instantly fixes itself. Seriously, every single card. Every one, except one. And of course, that one card is your King of Diamonds. Now, I gotta be honest, guys, that's pretty awesome. It's amazing, honestly, but it's not as hard as it looks. It's actually pretty easy, considering your King of Diamonds is the only blue card in the deck. Seriously, look, the only blue card in the deck. I'm not kidding, guys. Look, really, every single card is red besides your King of Diamonds. Now that is pretty crazy, but I mean, here's what's interesting. You know, you could have picked any one of these, right? And your King of Diamonds happened to be the only blue card in the deck. Crazy, but let's get back to these cards for a second here, right? We can use these cards, and of course these cards are still blue because they weren't in the deck when I did all of this and changed them all to red, right? So we want to change these to red so that you have the only blue card in the deck. All right, so if I take these cards and just tap them on the back of the red like that, and then I'm also going to tap it on your card, and here's why, watch. And just like that, the cards all change into the red-backed cards, and your King of Diamonds pops into my hand. Now I know what you're thinking, that's not my King of Diamonds. My King of Diamonds is not the red-backed King of Diamonds. My King of Diamonds is the blue-backed, and it's sitting right there on the deck. It's not red, it's right there, it's blue. Well, let's think about this. What would have to happen in order for this to be your King of Diamonds? Well, one, this card can no longer be the King of Diamonds. What else would have to happen? Well, we'd obviously have to take care of this blue back. So watch, if I just wave my hand over the cards, it actually changes right into your King of Diamonds. Now, unfortunately, guys, I'm not gonna have enough time to get to that other trick. Kind of ran out of time here, but just to give you an idea, if I did have time to do that trick, probably would have ended a little something like this. So I hope you guys loved that routine. That routine was a ton of fun to put together. So many moments. I don't do a ton of tricks with that many like kickers in it. So I think the biggest moment in that is CC, from the CC Triumph, which stands for Color Changing Triumph. I didn't want to give it away, so I just went CC Triumph. That's a really cool idea. I mean, I don't do a ton of Triumphs. I do like a lot of Kiosta Kimlatz Triumphs with using the cull. And so this Triumph, I got to credit, of course, for this. I got to give credit to Danny Ortiz and his Open Triumph, because this is essentially his Open Triumph. Well, the Triumph phase at least is the method is his Open Triumph. So if you like that, go pick that up. It's an awesome Triumph, one of the best out there. But the color changing idea was super cool. So I was sitting down playing with it, and the method for Open Triumph allows for something very interesting, which I won't give away, but it allowed me to create this false sense in your guys' head while watching it, which allowed me to achieve this color changing deck, which is really cool. And you can only do this really, I think, with the Open Triumph method. And if you know what it is, you'll understand why. And so the color changing idea, I was like, how cool would it be if I did a Triumph? Because Triumph, you see the whole deck, you see all the backs of the cards, the faces, it's such a mess. How crazy would it be if you see all the backs and then they change, right? Like you see the cards mixed face up, face down, you see the blue backs and then they change. So that took a while to figure out how to do it. And once I got that, then there was some things that I needed to figure out how to justify because they were a little weird, blah, blah, blah. And then, I had this color change sequence figured out that I'm like, I don't use the top palm and I don't use the Vernon edition. So then it was like, okay, how can I use the Vernon edition? Why am I gonna need to take out a couple of cards? So then I had the idea of taking out the cards at the beginning, and then it was justifying why I was doing that. And I had a couple different ideas, but I liked the idea of a pseudo like mistake, or pretending like I made a mistake and then coming back to the cards. Because you guys, I feel like you guys probably knew, like obviously, I would have cut it if it was a real mistake, but so obviously you knew it was part of the trick, but it kind of, are those cards important? Are they not? So I think I like how it flows into the end as well, and I like how I was able to build it into a bit of a, this is how the trick would have looked at the end, and there's a nice moment, it closes, we have all the kings, all red with the one blue-backed king at the end, and I think it's really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it went really, really well. That was take probably like 30. It was really, and it was a lot of work to reset. And I get to the end a few times and I just, I want it to be as perfect as possible. There's one little flash that I wish could be better, but after all these hours, I'm very happy with this, and I don't think it took away too much. So I also, when I was creating this, I needed to come up with all these subtleties to convince you guys of what you saw at the beginning. So there's all these cool ideas I had. Like I have a whole list of like, okay, I need to, riffle the deck at this point and do this and give a shuffle, and just to implant these subtleties. So those are really fun to work into the routine as well afterwards, which is something really important, you guys. When you're working on a routine, subtleties and convincers are important. So if you can think about, okay, what am I trying to convince the audience to believe? And then figure out what are some things you can use to do that, and then work backwards and figure out where you can put them in to the routine. The hardest part of this for me was honestly incorporating the top palm. Well, after I had the Vernon edition idea, the top palm idea kind of came naturally. So honestly, even more difficult was the scripting. I had this trick with a bunch of like kicker moments. This changes, that changes, transport, teleport, freaking pull cards out, they switch, change, all these crazy moments. And I was doing the trick over and over to get it down. And I'm like, if I don't have a good story, this trick doesn't make any sense. Like, it's very confusing. It can be. So it took me a while to figure out the pattern and how to like make it make sense, and I changed a lot of things. There were a lot of little iterations and that I got down to, and overall I'm super happy with it. So that's a bit on the creative process, how this came from what Sean gave me to what it turned out now. So now the moment you guys have all been waiting for. What did I challenge Sean to do this week? Well, like I said, there was a sleight off first. Very interesting. So the way we do this is we pick the sleights or the restrictions and we send them to each other at the exact same time. So we don't know what we picked. We haven't seen the other's performance. Like, we're gonna see it at the same time you guys see it, right? But as a sleight off first, we happen to pick one of the sleights the same, which is kind of crazy. So we decided how to handle it, and we figured it would be best if we just keep it. We're just gonna be organic and just keep the same sleight, right? So we each gave each other the Vernon edition. So Sean will have the Vernon edition as well as the Snap Deal, all right? I thought the Snap Deal could make a crazy triumph. I had all kinds of ideas when I thought of Snap Deal and a triumph. I don't know where he's gonna take it, but I'm super excited to see. I had all these ideas of doing like a triumph and then vanishing like the face up cards. So maybe he'll do something like that. If he does, I called it here, and that's a little mentalism for you. So anyway, I'm super excited to see what the heck he does with the Snap deal and how he handles the Vernon edition, because both of us were saying like, how the hell are we gonna use a Vernon edition and a Triumph? So I'm super curious to see what he comes up with. And the restriction I gave him was no false shuffles, because that is a super common method used in the Triumph, right? If you just don't shuffle the face up and face down cards together, then it's easy and you're good to go. So I said no false shuffles. So I actually want to see those cards mixed together, Sean, okay? I don't want to see any false shuffles, no zero, no nothing, okay? Real. And anyway, I'm super excited. He's really excited, and I could tell from our messages his creative juices are really flowing, and he's really happy with his routine. And I know he's gonna practice it till it gets freaking perfect. He'll spend freaking all day working on it to get money. So I'm super excited to see that. And you guys definitely need to go check out his video over on his channel, link in the description. Sub there, sub here, like the videos, and then please comment which trick you like more. We'd love to know. It's a friendly competition, but a competition. Righties unite, lefties, you suck. Okay? But, no, I'm kidding. I love all my subscribers who are lefties. I love you. Okay? You guys are great. All the other lefties who aren't subscribed, you can go hang over with Sean in the loser section. All right? I'm just playing. So yeah, make sure you check out his video on his channel. Go check his performance. Let us know what you like. Give us some comments. Also, if you have any ideas for the Sleight Off future vids, future challenge ideas, future sleight combinations, restrictions you want us to play with, drop those in the comments and we will love to read them. We actually have used a few people's ideas for upcoming videos, upcoming Sleight Off episodes in season 2. So we do actually read them and we are going to take them into consideration. So with all that said, guys, make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.